Well, for more on this story, let's now speak to the ANC North West Provincial Secretary, Louis Diremelo, who's now joining us via Zoom. Louis, good morning and thank you so much for making time for us. Just listening into the allegations being expressed there by some of those women, what's the response from the ANC side?
Well, thank you very much and for the opportunity, and the viewers at home, good morning. Well, we are disappointed with the said councillor first and foremost. We are deeply hurt, how the councillor has represented us in that particular area. We can't overemphasize the disappointment, but we are hurt as an organization to such behavior. So we are very highly disappointed, really. And then we did send our apologies, our sympathy to those particular victims that were affected by this particular crime.
Okay. Then is this the first time that the ANC has heard of these allegations, whether the councillor was asking for sex in return for whatever community members were asking for, or even the allegation around him actually raping teenage boys?
Yes, we were noticed on the 30th of last month, before the 1st of when we were celebrating May Day. We were notified during around that time about this particular issues with the councillor. The following day, we went to visit the caucus of Matlosana and meet with all councillors there. We told them that we are going to not going to protect anybody. We are going to stand with the victims of this particular crime, because that's our stand to protect gender-based violence victims. We are not going to hesitate. The following 2 days, we suspended that particular councillor after seeing those videos that were circulating in social media, and many people were sending them to us. So yes, it was the first time we noted that this particular kind of miserable behavior.
Did the ANC ask him at all to explain himself why he has done this, and also the allegations being leveled against him by the women who have said that he asked for sex in return for service that he's supposed to actually provide as a councillor?
Not really, not in full, because of we have taken the matter, we are processing it through a DC procedure in terms of the constitution of the ANC. We are hoping that that is where he is going to explain himself in regard to these particular allegations, and from there we will take a decision. But we will stand with the victims on this one. We are very disappointed. I mean, the pictures can lie.
Yeah. Explain to us the role that this councillor plays, and also what type of councillor he is. Is he a ward councillor? Is he a PR councillor? Because when it comes to a ward councillor, the expectation is that if the ANC does decide to expel him, that there will be a vacancy declared.
Yes, he is a ward councillor. We have put his participation step aside. We have suspended his membership. In the meantime, we are going to deploy one of...
Oh, that line there to the ANC's provincial secretary there, Louis Diremelo, unfortunately frozen there. But as you just heard there, the shock that the ANC is expressing over these allegations that have been leveled against its councillor, ward councillor at that. And of course, if the ANC does decide to expel him, that means that a vacancy would have to be declared and then the by-elections would have to run. But also there's another question that I wish to have asked him, and that is in relation to a report in the Sowetan that actually this councillor also faced a murder charge, and the murder charge against him was later withdrawn because of issues in the delay of DNA results. But we're struggling to reconnect to that line to the provincial secretary of the ANC in the Northwest, Louis Diremelo. Okay, we seem to have him back. Louis, you were just explaining in terms of the expulsion and of course the work that's being done by the councillor as a ward councillor.
Yes, we're saying he is a ward councillor, but in the meantime, his membership is suspended. The rule of step aside has come into effect. One of our PR councillors is going to be deployed there in the meantime to work with our ward committees there. to service our communities once the DC processes are ongoing. Should he be found guilty and be expelled, recommendation of expel, we are going to take it through the PEC and also towards the NEC, and we expel him. And then if that's the case, we are going to go for by-elections, and we are going to try our level best to convince our people with a better candidate that will represent the African National Congress in that particular area.
When he was arrested back in December 2021, did the ANC still feel that he was the better candidate, considering that he was facing a murder charge?
Remember, when he was arrested, he was acquitted. There were no evidence that suggests that he is guilty of any crime. So we thought that that is one of those things where people get arrested and they have proven their innocence in court and so forth. So we will not have judged him in that particular case, because all of us, we didn't have any evidence. So the court, the police, everybody decided that no, there is no case here, and then we have to agree with the court in terms of not guilty or being discharged because of there were no lack of evidence or something like that. So we could not judge him on that particular basis, whether was he a bad or a good person.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. That is the Northwest Provincial Secretary of the ANC, Louis Diremelo.